Hi guys, John here, without Jack. Welcome back to another bumper day out here at the island. Alright, it's been a little while since we updated you guys where we are. Now, life's been throwing a few curveballs at us, and Jack's been really sick with glandular fever. He's actually been off his feet for around about 3 months now. He was so sick the first few weeks, he just couldn't get out of bed, and he's finally getting back on his feet. I myself, I've been pretty busy taking care of Marston's, the airboats, the outboards to the customers, and keeping things rolling there, although it has been very difficult for us. One of the things that Jack and I have just recently been talking about is actually how much enjoyment we've had with Marston's and the airboats and the outboards and all the projects that we've got going. But we actually sat down and had a bit of a talk about where we're going with all these things. I mean, Marston's is on its way now, the company's up and running, and we're sort of trying to take care of customers as they come through, and also keep developing the next airboat and the motors, batteries and that kind of stuff. Alongside of that, it was actually a lot of enjoyment and that we got out of actually just doing the YouTube channel. And there was a lot of feedback where people were asking us a bunch of questions about the island. So what we've decided to do is to continue on with the journey here at the island and actually show you a little bit about daily life here, what we do, how we do things, and the projects and all the shenanigans we actually get up to down here. So today, I'm going to start off by giving you a tour of the boat shed. Alrighty, so it's a nice warm day, and I'd just like to say welcome to the boat shed. This is what we've got here, and it's an absolutely beautiful place to spend time in. As you can see, everything is a slight schmozzles. There's order in this disorganized order, and there's a whole bunch of useful things in here. There's a whole bunch of projects that we've got going. Okay, so let's have a look here. A few of the things that we've got down here, we've got our beautiful little red Weedo. It's actually a super old boat, and we picked it up pretty cheaply, and needed a few things done to it, but it runs beautifully, and we just use it for water skiing during the summer, just out on the lake, just in the area here. We're actually going to convert it to an electric outboard, and this baby here, the Yamaha 70, will possibly become the donor. We're not sure really if we want to do it that way or if we actually want to build an inboard motor here. So that's one of the projects which is coming up. So over here we've also got a couple of airboat cages, and they are going out to customers very soon. It's going to be winter, unfortunately, sooner than later, although we haven't even started summer. Weather's beautiful though. Down here we've got a trusty old Mercury, great little motor, 8 horsepower, and we don't use it anymore because we rely entirely on our outboard, electric outboards. As you know, we have the little electric outboard that we built initially, and it's still going strong. That thing works like a treat, so it's doing really well. We've also got an electric outboard down the back here. I'm going to show you more about it. But firstly, I'm just going to tell you about what will drive that electric outboard. And that brings us to the batteries. That's what we've got here. And as you know, we've had a single battery, which is 96 volts, 200 amp hours to power the electric outboard and the airboat kit. And what we wanted to do was to improve range. We also needed to improve the power output of the battery because we're going to use a larger motor and propeller setup, which we've developed. And but also to give customers who want a little bit more range, the ability to still carry the batteries, because this thing is about 43 kilos and that's sort of maxed out for a lot of people. So what we wanted to do was sort of bring it down into 2 containers, and that's what we've done here. These 2 cases here each weigh about 35 kilos each, so you've got about 70 kilos of batteries. So there's a lot in here, and we've juiced it up a bit to about 150 volts here, and we've got about 10 kilowatt hours. So there's a lot more range. There's the possibility of a lot more power output, which we are going to utilize. With the two cases, we also have the ability for people to maneuver them a little bit more easier. But it also assists in actually the design of the boat, because you can put them into the hull in a different way. What we did find was the mini airboat was great, and we did a lot of testing around where the battery should sit in the boat as to weight distribution, power, the angle of the cage, all these kinds of things, and we found the sweet spot. But what we came up with was also that if you start getting a bigger battery and start putting that in the hull, it becomes very difficult if you can't move it around. So using the two pieces, it gives you a little bit more flexibility in what you can actually do. Now, this battery was really, really cool. It was nice to get it. Great charger with it. We've got a control panel. We've got the usual sort of USB and 12 volt outputs as well on this kind of stuff. And the reason for that is just so you can like charge your mobile phone. You can throw lights and all that kind of stuff, which you can get locally, 12 volts to run off these batteries as well. So the system is sort of built and designed like that. But when we did get these batteries, I'm going to give you a bit of a look in here. We actually had a massive problem. Absolutely beautiful builds, and as you can see here, some top quality stuff. Now the way this battery works is that with the two halves, there's a cable that goes between the two, and they have a BMS in this half and a BMS in that half, and they talk to each other and output what's needed. Now what happened is when we got the battery, there was actually a couple of cells in here that had died a bit slowly, and the BMS wouldn't allow us to start the battery. So after a little bit of mucking around and trying to find out what was wrong, we've localized the problem to the cells. It was actually the fault of the BMS to start with. Now we're actually getting the second half of the battery reorganized, rebuilt, and sent to us, and with new cells and a new half of the BMS. Can't wait to get this thing up and running, because we've got so much stuff hanging on it, and it's some of the coolest stuff that we've done, and we've been wanting to share it with you for ages, so keep an eye out for that. All right, so where does this take us from now? This leaves us to showing you the rest of the island. Today, I've shown you the boat shed and where we developed a lot of the airboat and a lot of the outboard and what's down here. And in the next episode, I'm going to show you a few other parts of the island, and we hope you guys really enjoy it, and have a great afternoon. See you later.